Hello everybody, welcome to TikTok Answers. Today we're diving into proper index management in a Pandas data frame, and to be more precise, into how to fix the notoriously famous unnamed zero column in a Pandas data frame. So with no further ado, let's get started. We will start with importing Pandas library as import pandas std, as you see in this code cell. This imports the Pandas library into our working environment. In this video episode, we're working with house prices dataset. So as you see in the output of this code cell, the dataset is very simple and it consists of the square meters and internal area of the apartments, whether an apartment has garage or not, and the apartment's price in euros. So a typical problem that Pandas library users encounter is that when we save the data frame with .2csv method, and then we read this data frame back into our working environment with .readcsv method, you can see the unsolicited unnamed zero column as you see on the screen, which was not even present in the original data frame. So how does this even happen? The reason for the unnamed zero column is pretty simple. When you're gonna save your data frame, you wanna use the .2csv method. And if you're gonna use only default parameters of the function, the default value of index parameter is equal to true, which indicates to Pandas library that it's gonna save the index column as a part of your original data frame. So here, for example, the index column 0, 1, 2, 3, which you see in the red box, is gonna be actually saved inside your CSV file as a part of your data frame. Later in time, when you're gonna use the .readcsv method to read this data frame back into your working environment, if you're using only default parameters of the function, the default value of index call parameter is none, which indicates to the Pandas library that again it has to automatically recreate the new index column, because this way you message to the library that the index column is not present in the original dataset. So the output that you will see is like this. In the green box you see the freshly, newly created index column after readcsv method 0, 1, 2, 3. Well, the index column, which had been previously created and saved as a part of your dataset 0, 1, 2, 3 in the red box, will now be considered the part of your original data. So, how do we fix the unnamed zero column problem? For now, I can propose two solutions. The first solution is to use the index call parameter of the function. Let's get a little bit more detailed about the example in this code cell. We save the data frame with .2csv method. But then, when we use the readcsv method to bring this data frame back into the working environment, we specify the index call parameter and we make it equal to 0. This way we indicate to the Pandas library that the column number 0 of the saved data frame is going to be the index of the data frame. If we run this code cell, in the output we no longer see the unnamed column parameter. However, if the index call is none, which is, by the way, the default parameter of the function, let us rerun the cell and look at the outputs. You see that unspecified index column has led to the unnamed zero problem in the loaded data frame. So the first solution is to specify index call and make it equal to 0. The second solution that is proposed in this video is to save your data frame with .2csv method, but specify the index parameter and set it equal to false. Remember that the default parameter of the .2csv method is index equal to true, which indicates to the Pandas library that it has to save the index of the data frame as a part of the data. By specifying index equal false, you will indicate to the Pandas library that you're not going to save the index as a part of the dataset. And later in line, when you use the readcsv, as in the second line in this code cell, the Pandas library will automatically recreate the index column, which will no longer be a problem, because in the first place the index was not saved as a part of the original data. So the second solution for this problem is to specify index and make it equal to false. This way, as you see in the output of this code cell, we'll manage to perfectly avoid the unnamed zero column problem. This wraps up the episode for now, guys. This is everything that you need to know about the proper index management in a Pandas data frame, and to be more precise, how to avoid the unnamed zero column problem. However, if you want to get more detailed about the scripts and the codes written in this video, feel free to join my GitHub account and follow the links provided in the description to this video. For now, that's it. Be a life learner, and we will see each other in the next episode. Until next time.